Tonight on Newswatch, more wet weather means flood warnings across the area, the latest on conditions.
Plus, Athens city officials are ordered to cut all unnecessary spending.
And in sports, 4 Bobcats make academic all-MAC team. Newswatch starts right now. Good evening, I'm Haley Hollinger.
And I'm Allison Patton. Welcome to Newswatch. Parts of our region remain under a flood warning till tomorrow morning.
And for more, we're going to go ahead and send it over to forecaster Lexi Belpolsi. Lexi, what's the latest?
Yeah, we currently, here in Athens at least, we have a wind advisory for our area, and this is because of 20 to 30 mile per hour winds with expected gusts of up to 40 to 45 miles per hour. And that's for most of Ohio. I was getting texts from people saying that it was also in northern Ohio as well. So this is for majority of Ohio. But not only does places like Marietta and Parkersburg have this wind advisory as well, but they also have this flood warning due to our excessive rainfall these past couple of days. And this is until 8 p.m. tonight. Now we'll take a little quick look at our radar to see a little bit better what's going on with this weather. Now I'm going to draw out a little circle of where this warning is really at. Now we're really mainly worried about areas like this cell going into Clarksburg right here with that heavier rainfall, as well as this cell here in Harrisville with that heavier rainfall. And we're also gonna, I don't know how worried we should be about this one here headed toward Middleport, but it is heading more into those areas of that flood warning. So I'm gonna be a little bit more worried about that one bringing some flooding as well. So do be wary of that. But this rain event is because of this cut-off low here in our northeast. And we can see that a little better with our actual surface analysis. You can see this just rain where it doesn't look like it's going to be holding up anytime soon. But luckily here in Athens, it is. Currently here it is 52 degrees with mostly cloudy skies and winds from our west-southwest at about 18 miles per hour with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. So we're already seeing those windier conditions as well as windier gusts. There's 100% chance of showers today with that high of 55 and a low of 42. And we're also going to be seeing that low of 42 tonight, those breezy conditions that we were expecting tonight with that wind advisory as well. And tomorrow sunrise being at 6:51 a.m. But we'll take it back to Allison and Haley.
Thanks, Lexi. Athens city officials are being asked to stop all unnecessary spending as the city faces financial issues.
And in an email to officials, Auditor Kathy Hecht says of March 31st, the city's general fund balance is at 6%. Hecht says the city doesn't want the undesignated fund balance to be less than 7.5% of the city's total operating costs. Hecht says the city cannot continue to spend funds as it has in the past. Adding, if the general fund is depleted, the city will have no other choice but to cut some of its services. City Treasurer Josh Thomas says there is no cause for alarm yet.
Yellow light, right? We're driving down the street and we see the yellow light. It's time to pump the brakes, put both hands on the wheel and look around and realize like maybe this isn't the time.
Hecht says she wants officials to hold spending until the fund balance increases to at least 9%. Nelsonville City Council is back down to just 7 members. Former council presidents Greg Smith and Rita Wynn resigned early this year, and since then the city has had 9 council members because of uncertainties about rescinding resignations. On Monday, interim city attorney Jonathan Rope summarized the city's legal position concerning when and how council can appoint new members and if a resignation can be rescinded. The position says a resignation from council president is immediate, removing Wynn from council and confirming Opa Lawson as a member. It also cleared up any confusion about what a majority vote is, solidifying Tony Dunphy on council as well.
The Athens-Hocking Solid Waste District announces its spring recycling days and tire collection events. The first of these events will be held on April 20th at the Athens County Fairgrounds. Then the Solid Waste District will host another event on May 18th at the Hocking County Fairgrounds. They will run from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. or until the trailer is full. For a complete list of items or more information, head to AHSWD website on your screen. A Franklin County judge says he will decide next week whether to put a short-term pause on a ban to gender-affirming care for trans minors. The American Civil Liberties Union of Ohio filed a lawsuit on behalf of 2 transgender girls. They're seeking to block the ban from going into effect on April 24th, saying an end to treatment causes immediate harm for those already transitioning. Lawyers for the state questioned the rush, arguing proceedings should play out normally so they can fully argue why the law is necessary. A decision is expected by Tuesday.
Residents in Noble and Guernsey County could be eligible for a new program providing help for new families. The program, called Family Connects, will help families across 11 counties with a newborn. It will provide nursing support for up to 3 weeks after the baby is brought home. The program will start this summer and serve 4,000 families across the state. For more information, please visit familyconnects.org. A new consumer price index report shows inflation is accelerating.
Now, a small but growing number of Fed officials and economists say it's possible interest rate hikes could be coming. Fed Governor Michelle Bowman says an increase could be necessary if inflation progress reverses. The uncertainty of the Fed's decision is affecting the stock market and creating doubt that loan rates will improve soon. Neil Kashkari, president of the Minneapolis Fed, says they can't stop short.
We ought to go all the way. We stop short, then you all are going to say, well, maybe they're going to stop short next time.
Another new report out yesterday shows mortgage rates are slightly higher week over week. As new data shows inflation is slowing, a new proposal from the White House may help student loan borrowers, eliminating billions of dollars for those who qualify.
And Laura Aguirre brings us more on this newest proposal and its impacts.
We're fixing a broken system.
The Biden administration announcing Friday it plans to wipe away another $7.4 billion in student loan debt for around 277,000 borrowers nationwide.
We're trying to provide a fair shot to Americans trying to access higher education.
Student loan debt relief has been a cornerstone issue for the president since he was elected in 2020.
Early in my term, I announced a major plan to provide millions of working families with debt relief for their college student debt.
At the time, several GOP-led states sued to block his plan, an effort that the Supreme Court upheld. The initial plan would have canceled out up to $20,000 in debt for millions of qualified recipients.
I announced we were going to pursue alternative paths.
That brings us to this week.
My administration will propose a new rule to cancel up to $20,000 in runaway interest for any borrower that owes more now than when they started paying the loan.
Some debt holders could qualify to have all of their interest cleared under the plan.
We're going after those schools that are defrauding our borrowers.
For months, the DOE has been working on a new path toward their debt relief goal, using a different legal authority granted under the Higher Education Act of 1965. There's a required public comment period before the DOE can finalize any new proposals. The White House says if all goes as planned, canceling accrued interest for qualified borrowers could begin as early as this fall, right around election time. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Coming up, as the economic takes hits, drivers could feel its impacts.
And the IRS may not be the only person wanting your tax information this tax season. How to protect yourself.
We've had some rainy, dreary weather these past couple of days, but will that go into our weekend? We'll find out more in my full weather when Newswatch returns.
On Masterpiece.
I can't believe it. I thought we were on our own.
Not anymore. We're all fighting back every way we can.
I think I feel a campaign coming on.
The system is robust, and we have nothing to hide.
The post office left a trail of destruction, and we're just sitting around chatting about it while they're still ruining lives.
Mr. Bates versus the post office on Masterpiece.
Sunday at 9 on WOUB.
On Masterpiece Mystery.
What's happening? We're going home.
Where are they?
I'm not involved.
You're involved.
This could be your career.
Ruin it.
That way!
You look tired, son.
The final season of Guilt.
Kenny.
No. On Masterpiece Mystery.
Subtle rises in sea level.
The demise of coral reefs.
Devastating changes take place.
These events are climate change.
It's really a crossroads for humanity.
This is serious.
To heal the earth, we have to think of new ways.
Let's figure it out.
It's science, it's engineering, and it's conservation.
A new species.
Amazing.
The greatest opportunities are in chaos.
It is a breakthrough.
We're at a period of remaking the world.
Addressing global crisis.
We can change the earth.
We're doing this for the future. If we don't, what then?
The latest government inflation report confirmed a lot of what drivers might be thinking. It's really expensive to drive a car right now, even as the cost of new and used autos have fallen off their peaks. Karen Kafa tells us what's pushing up costs.
An uptick in gas prices helped fuel overall inflation last month, but that wasn't the only auto-related driver. According to the March report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, auto insurance costs have spiked 22% over the last 12 months. Auto maintenance and repair costs are up 8.2%. Greg Brannon, director of automotive research for AAA, says insurers simply have more costs to cover.
One thing that we can't ignore when it comes to the cost of insuring a vehicle is that cars are more expensive today than they were years ago.
And while prices for new and used vehicles have fallen off of pandemic-era peaks, newer features that make a car safer, Brannon says, like advanced driver assistance systems, make repairs more specialized.
They also make it a little bit more expensive to repair. And it's not just that. Labor rates are up at body shops and repair shops around the cost of parts. And it's also often that you're having to wait for those parts to arrive.
Brannon says drivers looking for some relief can effort lower mileage by carpooling, for example, but don't cut corners on maintenance.
When things are tight, it's actually more important to do that maintenance then, because you're less likely to be surprised by a big repair bill, and the vehicle is also more likely to perform well and get the fuel economy that you're looking for.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
And as we head into summer, the fuel economy will get more important. AAA says if you're considering a new or used vehicle, consider whether something smaller or hybrid might be more cost-effective. Americans aren't feeling any better about the economy over the past few months, but they also haven't felt worse. The University of Michigan's latest consumer survey shows sentiment largely held steady in April. Sentiment is well above the record lows seen in the summer of 2022 when inflation reached 40-year highs, but it still remains below pre-pandemic levels.
Tax day is on Tuesday, and many Americans are getting or will soon get a refund. And the IRS is warning taxpayers to be on alert for scams. And with new technology, experts say it's easier to get tricked than ever. Jen Sullivan has tips on how to protect yourself.
It's the time of year where Americans are filing their taxes and waiting for a possible refund, and scammers are seizing on an opportunity to make some money of their own. The IRS is warning taxpayers to watch out for fake letters asking recipients to provide personal information to receive an unclaimed refund. These letters even have the IRS letterhead to make them look legitimate.
When those bad actors borrow the name and the legitimacy of that government agency, we tend to trust that, and especially when you're talking about the IRS.
Eva Velasquez is the president and CEO of Identity Theft Resource Center, a nonprofit that provides resources to victims of scams. She says advancing technologies like AI is making it easier for fraudsters to target people.
They are getting much more sophisticated.
The amount of money lost to scams have gone up 14% in the last year, according to recent data from the Federal Trade Commission. 2.6 million people reported being scammed, with consumers losing more than $10 billion.
People are being lied to, and they believe those lies because of the limited amount of experience that we have.
The IRS says they'll never contact taxpayers by email, text, or through social media for a bill or tax refund. If you do get a letter in the mail, double check the phone number and make sure it matches the number on the irs.gov website. And if you do think you've become a victim of a scam, report it to authorities, including the IRS or law enforcement or the Federal Trade Commission. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Good evening, Athens. Currently here it is 52 degrees with mostly cloudy skies and winds from our west-southwest at about 18 miles per hour with gusts of up to 25 miles per hour. So we're already starting to see those gusts go up. But currently across the board, Athens here at 50 degrees, Lancaster at 54, Zanesville at 55, New Philadelphia at 50, Wheeling 49. Everyone is feeling that cold front that came through last night, unfortunately, which now we don't really have much of that warm weather. But we're going to look at some of these rain showers coming through. Not really much here in Athens. We kind of have more of a break going through, but we do have this cell tracking about southeast into Ripley, West Virginia, as well as this one in Jackson going more into West Virginia. That is what we are worried about with this flood warning. We already had a lot of rainfall before, but now we're just tacking on more and more and more and more, and the ground just can't take it anymore. Here in Athens, we did have a high of 55 with a 100% chance of showers and a low of 42. That is because of, like I was saying before, this cut-off low that has been giving us some absolutely beautiful warm weather this past week, but we are now on the western side of it, especially of this cold front here, which is why we are seeing those colder temperatures as well as this rainfall just kind of circulating around our area. We thankfully have finally gotten a break, so it'll be at least a little nicer for that. Tonight we do have a low of 42 with those breezy conditions expected, and tomorrow's sunrise being at 6:51 a.m. Tomorrow we can expect more of a warm-up into the 60s with a high of 64 and sunny skies as those rain showers move out of our area with a low of 44. But we can see that better with our surface analysis. As you can see tomorrow, really nothing going on. But what's lucky with us, we do have this warm front coming in from our west, which is also going to be another system that we are going to look out for in the next in the coming week. But as we go into tomorrow night, that's still going to be coming into our area. And by Sunday, we're going to be in the warmest part of this low pressure system, which is going to lead for really, really nice weather. However, we do have that cold front behind it, which is really we're going to worry about more at the end of next week, sorry. But as I was saying, Sunday we have those that 77, Monday 77. We're going to get into the 80s this week with this low pressure system. We're also going to see more rain at the end of this week when that cold front starts making its way through our area. But we are going to enjoy some higher temperatures and some more beautiful weather coming our way. That's going into our end of May. But we'll take it back to Allison and Haley.
Thanks, Lexi. 4 Ohio basketball players are named to the MAC All-Academic Team.
That's right, Allison. And joining us now with more is sports reporter Peyton Brooker. Peyton?
Thanks, Haley and Allison. To qualify for the All-Academic in the conference, a student must have at least a 3.2 GPA and at least participate in 50% of the contest. The names for Ohio include sophomore Yale McClure, juniors Maddie Mace and Kate Dennis, and senior Peyton Geis. This season, all 4 athletes have not only excelled on the court, but also towards their studies. The Bobcats made it to the MAC tournament as a 7th seed, as they would lose in the first round at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. On the court, Yale McClure led the Bobcats in scoring with 12.6 points per game. Mace and Dennis were also huge players, as they were key impacts on relieving the bulk an impact on the court. And finally, for Geis finishes her career at Ohio as she plans to graduate with a degree in integrated mathematics. The Bobcats finished the season back in March with a final record of 11 wins and 19 losses. On the diamond for the Athens Bulldogs, both the softball and baseball teams have been on a roll. On Wednesday, both teams were successful taking down the Marietta Tigers. For baseball, this increases their win streak now to 7 after a strong 6 innings started by Hoyt Monroe, as we only allowed 3 earned runs for their 10-5 victory. For Athens softball, they were in a close battle as Kendrick Clemens would hit a 2-run home run to break the win in a close one with a final score of 5-3. As for tonight, both teams were planning to be in action tonight against Alexander, but unfortunately those games have been postponed to a later date. And finally, for Ohio baseball this weekend, they'll be on the road to East Botany to take on Eastern Michigan, starting with a doubleheader tomorrow. The Bobcats are hoping to shake off the losses, as they're currently only on an 8-game losing streak after a close 11-8 loss to Northern Kentucky. Outfielder Gideon Antell was able to get an RBI during the contest, as he's still remaining on top in the batting average in the MAC Conference. The Eagles are coming off an insane 20-17 loss against Oakland, as they look to bounce back from this game on their home field. Second baseman Corey Tiller racked up 4 RBIs in the loss as they lead Eastern Michigan with a total of 31 RBIs. The first pitch for the doubleheader on Saturday is set for 12 p.m.
Thanks, Peyton. Next, the festival celebrating film worldwide is back for another year right in our backyard. And for the latest from Newswatch, follow us on Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, and YouTube.
Those that learn to play together can live together. Hatred doesn't work. Friendship does.
We've sung in times of war before, and we'll do it tomorrow.
My children are so different from each other. You accept your children that they're different. So the same thing, accept other people as who they are.
Even if we all look different, even if we all act different, even if we don't speak the same language, we all share a heartbeat.
Monday at 10 on WOUB.
They try to erase our identity as Ukrainians.
Thousands of Ukrainian children taken and held by Russia.
They try to impose their distorted version of history.
Families searching for their loved ones, and the investigators following the trail of alleged abductions.
We're still hoping to bring them back home. They are still our children.
Tuesday at 10 on WOUB. For more than 70 years, WOUB Public Media has been the place where people in our region turn to learn how stories of the past ignite the imagination of the future. It's where information, entertainment, and education work together to inform, enlighten, and inspire generations. It's the place where the community gathers to hear and see our world in new and innovative ways. WOUB, the public media you trust that's worthy of your support.
WOUB is recognizing members of our Cornerstone Society. The Cornerstone Society is a group that wants to ensure the future of public media in our region. It includes people across our area who value news, entertainment, and cultural programming, as well as the educational services WOUB provides. Also included are graduates of Ohio University who took part in the WOUB Student Professional Development Program. Thanks to the Cornerstone Society for their generous support. To learn how you can be involved, email woub@woub.org.
The Athens International Film and Video Festival is celebrating its 51st year, hosting filmmakers from Serbia to Pittsburgh. This week-long festival supports cinema from underground and marginalized population. And joining us now is human interest reporter from The Post, Ethan Herks, who spoke with one studio presenting their film at the festival. Thanks for being here, Ethan.
Happy to be here.
So let's talk a little bit about this. You spoke with Studio Rajeb. Tell us about this filmmaking duo that you were involved in.
Yeah, so Studio Rajeb is Lily and Ahmed Rajeb. They're based out of Pittsburgh. A little bit of their backstory. Lily grew up in DC, and then Ahmed grew up in Cairo, Egypt. And then they met in high school in Cairo. And then back in 2019, they moved to Pittsburgh, where they're now located. Okay. And they mainly do a lot of like experimental short films. I believe they've done one longer length film, and then they've worked with artists doing music videos as well, but mainly like experimental short films is their realm.
Okay, awesome. So you were talking about they liked those short films. What did you learn about their film, She Sings?
Yeah, so She Sings is an experimental film, like most of theirs, highlighting a woman named Aziza. She is an Arab American woman who lives in Pittsburgh, and it's essentially a retelling of one of her reoccurring dreams, where she is on stage singing, but she doesn't know, what to sing, when she's on, that sort of thing. The film was shot in both Cairo and Pittsburgh. I think shooting was about 3 or 4 days total, but it was, a months-long process trying to have, 2 different crews in 2 different continents.
Okay, and where can people learn more about the studio?
Yeah, so they are on Instagram at Studio Rajeb. They have their website, Studio Rageb. And then they're on YouTube. They don't have much going on there, so probably Instagram or their website is the best bet.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And if you want to read Ethan's full story, go to thepostathens.com and take a look under the human interest section. And feel free to check out the Athens International Film and Video Festival this weekend. The festival ends on Sunday. And when we come back, we take another look at your weather. But first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
Step by step, Caesar is being corrupted by this power he's got. He is not going to restore the Republic.
His power grab is shameless, and the tide is turning on Caesar.
He thinks that no one could possibly be so stupid as to conspire against him.
Beware of the Ides of March.
Tuesday at 9 on WOUB.
My people in the buffalo have a shared history together.
The buffalo was sacred, and they could not imagine existence without the buffalo.
They were put on this earth to help us survive.
To think that our greed and our industrialization would blink this thing out.
This is the buffalo's last chance.
They've survived, we've survived, we both persisted.
Thursday at 9 on WOUB.
The way humans make sense of the world is through stories.
There's nothing that moves you as a human as much as storytelling.
You want to know what you can do, and you want to be part of that.
Who owns those images of the future? Who shaped them? Who is missing from the story? And why?
Are the stories that we're putting out creating artificial boundaries in terms of what kind of futures and worlds that we want?
Wednesday at 9 on WOUB.
Coral reefs. They are one of the most endangered habitats on Earth when it comes to climate change.
But help is on the way. I'm Dr. M. Sanja. Join us as we find ways to preserve our changing planet.
We have the building blocks to rebuild that reef.
To see science in action, absolutely amazing.
Welcome back, Lexi, and we have all these warnings, so what can we expect heading into this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend we're actually going to start seeing a break in the rain, especially tomorrow as it leaves our area tonight. But we are going to have some windier conditions. But currently here in Athens, it's 52 degrees with mostly cloudy skies and winds from our west-southwest at 18 miles per hour with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. And we have currently here a wind advisory as well as most of Ohio, other than like southwestern Ohio. But this wind advisory is for tonight into tomorrow morning, around 7 a.m. And this is for winds of 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts of up to 40 to 45 miles per hour. Now, Marietta and Parkersburg are also involved in this wind advisory, but not only do they have that, but they also have a flood warning for the rainfall that we have been experiencing these past couple of days, and that's in effect until 8 p.m. tonight. Tonight, we can expect a low of 42 and with breezy conditions, and tomorrow's sunrise at 6:51 a.m. And tomorrow we can expect sunny weather with a high of 64 and a low of 44. And we can see throughout the weekend pretty dry. We have a warm front coming in through our area, and we're going to warm up significantly this week, but we are going to cool down right at the end of the week as well. So that's it for weather. We'll take it. That's it for weather. I hope you enjoy your sunny days and your warm weather this week.
And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. For Lexi Bell Pulsey and Peyton Brooker, I'm Allison Patton. Have a great night.
Support comes from Vinton County National Bank. Whether it's making room for baby, that